So the adults are usually 2.5 to 4 inches long, so they're pretty small. Their fur is uniformly dark. Their wingspan reaches 8.5 to 11 inches, and the differences between male and females, they're pretty much the same, except females are typically larger. So similar species, the big brown bat, they look pretty similar, but the way to tell the difference is the big brown bat is 4 to 5 inches long, and they have a broader nose. Their wingspan is 11 to 13 inches, so they're a lot bigger than the little brown bat, which you can probably tell by the name. So they're found in the northern U.S. and Canada. They're also found in lesser numbers in the south, and then in the high elevation forests in Mexico. So for their habitat, they're not territorial. They live in colonies, and you can find them in buildings, caves, trees, rocks and wood piles, anywhere where it's really dark during the day, since obviously they're nocturnal. So for reproduction and mating starts in August. Baby bats are called pups. I did not know that. But they're born after 2 months. Mating is random and promiscuous, so they go on to different partners. Typically they have 1 pup a year. The young can fly after a month and then are able to catch insects on their own. They typically live 6 to 7 years in the wild. And then females reach sexual maturity at 1 year, and males reach it a little after a year. For their diet, they are insectivores, so they only eat insects. They use echolocation to find their prey. They eat half their body weight in insects each night. These include like mosquitoes, midges, moths, beetles, etc. I put in winter behavior just because they do hibernate, and then they disperse for the summer and the fall. So one of the biggest things that's like threatening their population right now is disease, specifically white nose syndrome. And this is a fungal disease. It affects hibernating bats. It causes their like metabolism to become more active while they're hibernating and burning up like essential fat. And then obviously rabies is another disease vectored by them. So for their population, there's been a decline of 88%, mainly due to this white nose syndrome. Another reason their population is declining is because of deforestation, mining, pesticide buildup, and then domestic cats are another thing that's killing them. So recovery plan, like I said, they're most affected by white nose syndrome. So they're trying to relocate them to habitats without like the fungal spores that cause white nose syndrome. Restricting deforestation, obviously, so they can have their habitat. Reproduction programs, so like breeding them in captivity and then releasing them. And then limiting human-assisted spread of white nose syndrome, which is like through education and handling protocols.